Brody's on his phone, and Aramis is being the strong, silent type. So I got this, people. Don't worry. Welcome back to another installment of MC's New VPs. I got it right this time.
Are you sure?
No. Anyways, so today we're talking about the Denver Broncos. Damn it, I did it wrong again. Denver Broncos. And we're going to give a shout out to Rico Knows. That's the guy's name. I did it in 2 videos, and I fucked up this one. Give a shout out to Rico Knows.
You got the title right.
I did.
One day we're going to get this perfect.
One day. Yeah. So Rico Knows is the place to check out for all of your college sports needs and everything like that for
College
football needs. I don't know if he does other sports. He might. Check out his channel. He's got a TikTok and a YouTube. Rico Knows. There'll be a link in the description below.
Please do the Broncos. Let's get it. All right, let's ride. So Denver Broncos, here we are. 5 picks. They lost a lot of draft picks. Some guy named Russell Wilson's there. And he's got his own office. And he's warming up on flights, doing high knees up and down the aisles. So they take Marvin Mims, last pick of the second round. It doesn't look like a bad pick, but Tank Dell was still available. He's the next receiver to come off the board. Marvin Mims plays like a 1. He plays like he can beat you deep. But he's only 5'11". He's the size of a slot receiver or a Z. And he struggles with certain routes, like making cuts. In all the shorter routes, I don't see anything exceptional from Marvin Mims. Take the top off of defense, but it's like, I just think Tank Dell at this spot would have been much more value. But it doesn't hurt. The one thing that people need to remember is teams don't want to draft wide receivers in the first round. And it's because of their 5th-year option. You don't want to pay a receiver a 5th-year option. You just don't. You'd rather do that on a quarterback or a lineman. And this is why the vast majority of receivers don't start getting off the board until the 2nd or 3rd round. And the Broncos are learning that the hard way. Because I don't think Jerry Jeudy's going to be around much longer. This is his replacement. Cortland Sutton goes from $5 million to $18 million on a cap hit. They're just in financial ruin right now. Mims ran a 4.38 40 at the combine, and he runs that fast on tape. Could be dangerous. Linebacker Drew Sanders, I think it's a good pick. Deion Henley, Trenton Simpson taken later in the round. But all 3 of them, to me, are very comparable. Just quality linebackers you want on your team. 6'5", 232 pounds, used to be a quarterback. Also used to play at Alabama and then transferred to Arkansas. Coming out of high school, he was listed as an athlete. The #1 athlete in Texas. 5-star kid, lived up to his billing. Love the guy. I think he's a phenomenal player. Later in the 3rd round, they get Riley Moss. I think he's better than Garrett Williams. I had Riley Moss really high on my board. I know people are going to make a big deal out of the fact that he's white. But when facing the quarterback, like in zone coverage, Riley Moss is just as good as anybody else. He's also 6'1", 195. Damari Mathis better watch out. Obviously, you have Patrick Surtain on one side, but Damari Mathis is not better than Riley Moss. Not in my book. But Riley Moss isn't just a white corner. He was first team All-Big Ten twice, and there's some really good corners in that league. J.L. Skinner, taken in the 6th round. If you didn't notice, that's the 3rd defender in a row. J.L. Skinner's huge, 6'4", 220. When I watched him on tape, he looked a little stiff. I made a video about him, and I just went, yeah, he's good, but, man, he's raw. Pause. And he was getting 2nd and 3rd round grades off of his size and speed alone. But he wasn't very natural on tape. And then in late February, he tears a pectoral muscle. If you have a torn pectoral muscle, have to get surgery. But he should be back by minicamp. Definitely back by the fall. So he slips in the draft, but I think some teams just were thinking, he'll be out longer than he was. But this is a special team guy for at least 2 or 3 years. Seriously. So Forsythe from Oregon. First 3 years, only 10 games played. Then this last year, beast. All conference. Some places all American. I think he works hard. A humble young man. Definitely practice squad. But I'd like to see him on the 53. And that's the Broncos.
And obviously his video is going to be in here too. So we're going to be talking about the Denver Broncos, who they lost, who they got, just like we did last year. So check out those videos, even though you don't need to anymore. Unless you just want comedy, because that's what we do here. We bring the facts, the information, the bullshit, and the comedy.
That's facts.
See,
Stacks and slacks. So,
he's wearing sweatpants.
Anyway, you're wearing slacks.
He's wearing blue jeans.
Yeah, but there are slacks.
There are slacks.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Kelly
That's all of our videos. What are you talking about? Anyways.
I don't know what to say. I'm not worried about you guys. Like, for real, I just worried about y'all.
You can do it loudly?
Some of the stuff I said, I
right now is just counting the reps.
Well, I tell you.
All right.
They
So
said
who
push
they?
up to
This is who they lost, right?
This is who they lost.
All right. So they lost running back Mike Boone. They lost running back Chase Edmonds, which is a big loss. Chase Edmonds is a good running back. They lost another. Jesus Christ! They lost another running back, Marlon Mack, who is another good running back in my opinion. And then they lost another running back, Latavius Murray. They have 4 fucking running. Apparently, no one wants to run on this team.
They don't have to.
They need to now. Oh, and Mike Boone went to Texas. Chase Edmonds went to the Buccaneers, and Latavius Murray went to the Bills. Andrew Beck, tight end, went to the Texans. Another tight end, Eric Sherbert, like the ice cream, went to the Dolphins. Tight end, Eric Tomlinson, went to the Texans. Offensive tackle, Calvin Anderson, went to the Patriots. Offensive tackle, Cameron Fleming, is in free agency. Offensive tackle, Billy Turner, went to the Jets. Offensive guard, Dalton Reisner, is in free agency. Center and offensive guard, Graham Glasgow, went to the Lions. Defensive lineman, Draymond. I don't know why I lost that R. Draymond Jones went to the Seahawks. Defensive lineman, Deshaun Williams, went to the Panthers. Cornerback, Ronald Darby, went to free agency. And
long snacker.
Snacker.
Long snacker.
That's right. Long snacker. God damn it. Long snapper, Jacob Bobenmauer. Did I get that right? Bobenmauer went to the Raiders. So they lost a lot of offense, not a lot of defense. They only lost 4 defensive players.
3 tackles, a center, a guard, and a center/guard.
They lost a lot of line and tight ends too. They lost like 2 tight ends, which line, you know.
And 4 running backs.
4 running backs, man. They're gonna have to draft a running back.
I'm pretty sure we haven't. Well, I have. Listen.
I'm listening. Tell me. I was
We
listening.
don't know.
I wasn't even going to interrupt you this time. I was going to let you go on a rant.
On the rant. I'm about to go on the rant. Not about the Broncos. I'm about to go
Wait till we get to the Patriots. Or wait till we get to the Steelers.
We'll go on rant. Well, I'll say my rant's about certain people and and other teams. So, but yeah, I'm not about to rant about the Broncos. The Broncos is they're in a very peculiar.
Oh, they have 1 running back up there that you passed.
Did I pass the running back?
I thought, no, maybe not. I thought I saw RB.
You need to just chill out.
Yeah. I saw LB.
Yeah.
It's a linebacker.
Yeah.
It sounds like defense. There's quarterback. They're running back.
First of all, Jamal Williams.
That's not Jamal. That's Javonte.
Javonte, there. Javonte Williams is a dog. He's going to be fine.
How many fucking running backs did they have? 9?
Listen. God.
We gotta find something that sticks.
They also got some Majay P. They fine. They ain't bad.
Man, the quarterback for New Jersey sucks.
Y'all remember Tyler Batty? He played for in the XFL last year.
I have no idea. Tyler Batty?
Or maybe. I think so.
He's got a good last name.
But anyway.
Yeah, Batty.
Well, yeah. They're fine at one back. They'll be fine at one back. Yeah,
I've been if he's got a sister, that would have been terrible. Your sister a baddie, bro. That's all it would have been all through high school.
Anywho,
that's why he played football to get big, though. Anyways.
Playing football don't mean I'm not going to hit on your sister.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. Because I also
running back.
Right, it's a good point. He plays running back too. So. Yeah, I got big ass boots, waterproof, slip resistant. You used to boot?
Makes him a little taller. Insecure on his height.
A little bit. I was a preemie baby. I was supposed to be 6 foot.
Anyway,
tell myself.
Mom's like, no.
You see your father? Nah. Anyway, so back to the subject at hand.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
so funny, hilarious, great, amazing, handsome. I mean, I could go all day.
Now say something nice about yourself.
That was good. All right, Brody, who'd they get?
Quarterback, Jarrett Stidham. Running back, Samaje Perine. Fullback, Michael Burton. Tight end, Chris Manhurst. Tight end Adam Trump.
Why is that? Stop it! Why are you laughing? Stop it! Stop it!
It was funny.
No, it was not.
It was made hurt.
No, it's not. It was not funny.
It
It's not
was funny.
And all of a sudden, this guy is
And especially the way Brody said it, he emphasized, man hurts.
Why is he laughing? And then it makes me just like, what the hell?
I was trying to hold it in.
All of a sudden, I just see him.
He cannot get injured. He cannot.
Like,
He gonna spend
Hey
5
man,
minutes.
hey man, does that hurt?
no, he
The
would
medical staff is just gonna be like, I bet this is.
You know what he reminded me of? He was sitting over there chuckling, trying to hold it in.
I was
He was
crying.
like, I look at him, and he's looking like Brady Mac when he was on King's Coming. He was like, the boy, his nephew, he was like, boy, he's in me. I'm like, God, that's a boy stabbing. I'm like, man, you just so.
I was trying to let him get all the way through before I brought it back up.
It's just like, oh,
He said Michael Burton, and that one really got me out. It's like Tim Burton's son.
Anyway, they got tight end Adam Troutman, I believe I said it. Wide receiver Marquez Callaway, offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey, offensive guard Ben Powers, center Kyle Fuller, defensive line Zach Allen, linebacker Alex Singleton, quarterback Trayvon Smith, safety Kareem Jackson, and then punter Riley Dixon.
All right. Kareem Jackson, I feel like I know that name.
You know,
Okay.
he was a safety for the Bears.
the Bears.
No, Kareem Jackson, he played for the Broncos. I think he resigned. Yeah, resigned.
Yeah,
He resigned. No, I'm thinking about another guy, another safety. Yeah, he resigned. The Steelers pursued him. But yeah. Anyway, what'd you think, Jordan?
So,
What did you find out?
my whole issue with the Broncos is them needing to understand who they have and what they need to be doing. I understand you have Russell Wilson. I understand he was known for bomb plays. He has no check down. Like, it wasn't even, and it didn't even feel like they were telling him, hey, buddy, you have outlets. They were just like, nah, he's Russell. He can do what he wants. It's like, buddy, you don't have the receivers that are getting the separation that you think they are. You cannot just bomb this down the field.
And nor are they 6'5", 6'4", like Michael Thomas.
Yeah, they're not freaks of nature that you used to be throwing to.
Who's
I
that
said
tight
Michael
end?
Thomas. I'm
I know
thinking
you're working on
freaking DK.
You got DK.
Yeah, well, who was that tight end that they had for a long time that was really, really good? When they went to the Super Bowl, he was their tight end. Fuck.
So Jimmy
What's the last name?
Graham.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham. Yeah, I mean, you don't have freak of nature like Jimmy Graham anymore.
He
Like,
was another 6'5"
yeah.
guy you can just throw it up to.
I really think that there's some boils down to getting somebody who can, getting a running back that sticks that's good.
They had 9.
Javonte Williams is very, very good. He got hurt early. That was the
So
unfortunate
getting that and fixing your O-line to where Russell has time, but you can also run the ball.
Well, I noticed last year Russell didn't use his legs as much, like anywhere close to as
He hasn't
much.
been doing that in years.
You want to know
Yeah.
why? Because he want to prove that he don't have to sprint. How stupid
And
can
fuck
you
that.
be?
Win.
He hasn't been doing that in years. Like, he ain't really been on that scramble Russell in a long time.
But when he throws on the run, he is such a better quarterback, in my opinion. He is such a better quarterback.
But right now, it's like literally, even if you want to scramble Russell, it's one of those like, scramble Russell still ain't Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
It's still not.
Well, you got to think about Pat Mahomes about 6'4", 6'5", and Russell like maybe 6'.
Right, but the difference is when there's 5 dudes around you, Russell's still not squeezing out of it.
Somehow Patty is.
You are a, I'm going to drop back, I'm going to run to the side type scramble.
Yeah, Patty will run straight.
Yeah.
Right through.
And it's one of those, like, you're going to get a couple of moments where you can do that, but that's not you. And if that's not your play style that you were going for, even if people are like, hey, do what was working, period, whatever you're going for right now is not working.
Also, defensive ends have noticed that. I don't know. Like, I noticed in gameplay last year whenever they were playing the Broncos, a lot of defensive ends were coming out and trying to come in.
Come out.
So as a defensive end, you've got 3 different moves. You can come in, you can come straight, or you can come out. You come out, you're trying to go around, so you're cutting off the outside running lanes for the quarterback or the running back.
Just quarterback containment.
Yeah.
So you're talking about more containment.
Yeah, and they're doing that. They've been doing that a lot with Russell Wilson last year because their offensive line wasn't great either.
Offensive line wasn't great.
Yeah, so they could contain and still attack at the same time. Yeah, because like he said, running back their number one running back got injured third week, something like that.
Early, some real.
And so they didn't get a mesh at all. There was no cohesiveness. There's no cohesiveness.
And from Russ, he can just do anything.
I don't know how much validity to all the reports or whatever.
That's what I was just about to say too. Like
a lot of Russell, you're not even with the team.
Yeah, like he wasn't eating with them. He wasn't really practicing.
Well,
with
Shay
them.
Sharp said that Uncle Shay, Uncle Shay said that he got people inside the field, and that's what they're saying.
And that's my thing. I was like, listen, you aren't playing well enough to try to isolate yourself.
That's what I was going to say too.
It'd be different if you was just.
It was his first year.
10.
Yeah, like if Patty went to any other team, he'd probably do that. You know what I mean? Like
the question is
not the first year.
Well, the question is
like why
would you want to?
Exactly. Like that's what I don't understand about Russell Wilson. He is an elite quarterback in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
It's supposed to be. Last year he was not.
Okay, I'm gonna say this to not speak as if he was doing as if the report we're just going out based off what reports are saying.
Well, we don't know the guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're going out based off reports of what reports are saying. Right. So I'm putting that out there so we don't be like, oh, this is just my cold hard opinion of him. Like, no, based off reports, this is what's been going on. I'll give you my opinion of Russell Wilson. Well, I'm just saying, based off reports, that's why we're saying what we're saying because
I don't like that he didn't change the play during the Super Bowl.
Listen, you and a billion other people.
I know.
But based on
who won that Super Bowl was like, Russell, what the fuck?
Yeah, even those guys were like, man, that was nuts. Why are you throwing the ball?
And then he stopped raining, they were like, hey, brother, for real? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, but so based on reports, that's what they said. Even though teammates were saying, that's not true. And all the other crap. Because they
but at the same time,
wasn't his locker off to the side of every other locker? That he wasn't really changing with the team or anything like that?
They made it sound like he had a whole other
office, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He had an office that people wanted to come.
Yeah.
Where they were like, hey, you want to come talk to Russell, you got to go to his office.
Right.
Exactly. You got to make an appointment with the secretary and go to his office.
That's what we're speaking on, not based off we know anything that's going on. That's reports that are out there you can look up.
I didn't see what his teammates said about it.
But yeah, they tried to dim it down like, nah, he was part of us and all this.
Also, you don't want to talk shit about your quarterback because especially as a receiver or something like that, you need the passes.
I don't know, Cole Beasley didn't give a fuck.
Beasley don't give a fuck about nothing.
Cole Beasley said, hey, this fall through, I'm going back to barbecue sauce.
And then it fell through when he went back to barbecue sauce. He still plays for the Buffalo, doesn't he?
Still in Buffalo?
Yep, he came back to Buffalo.
Yeah, after the whole COVID thing. There was that he blew. Anyways, we're not talking about Buffalo right now.
Or Cole
Beasley. Fuck that guy. Anyways.
But I do think that
think they'll be better this
looking
year?
at how much they're changing that O-line, it feels like it's more of a, hey, we're in the process of doing the rebuild.
Right.
So we got Russell, we thought that was going to be the game changer. And it was like, okay, now let's build an actual team.
I don't think they're in necessarily rebuild mode. Okay, well, I wouldn't see the Steelers don't call it rebuild. They call it retool. I think they're in a retool situation.
Yeah, I'm also a Cowboys fan who never rebuild. You get rid of this many people gonna call it a rebuild.
The Cowboys are always rebuild. Because you know what? The Cowboys are always irrelevant.
They know?
Not really, because they always in the headlines.
I was like, are they
not? But their team plays like
the answer to that question was going to be, all right, are you just hating right now? Or
so the Broncos were 5-12 last year. I think they'll do better than that. They'll be like 7-10 probably.
I won't speculate at all until I see if they can get people on the same page.
Right. That's my big thing. Yeah. I would not speculate or anything like that until
New Jersey lost so bad.
Especially because I spent my entire senior year blocking for someone I didn't like. But it also wasn't near the team, and I'm just like, why the fuck are you? You don't get to speak to me at all, other than giving me the play. Like, even if I did fuck up a block, you don't get to tell me that.
Right.
You got to go to somebody else, and then they got to go to somebody
else. And if that person is your quarterback, it makes things difficult. Like, it makes things difficult.
Well, we'll see. We will see, because my thing is, I think it's going to take another year in Champagne's system to really.
Oh yeah, Champagne is the coach
really get
last year.
the juices flow. So I'm not going to diminish. I
won't either. I will say the same thing I said for the Raiders. They have the pieces.
So
yeah,
they have the pieces. But can you put them together? That's the question.
And honestly, to me, it's going to come down to the play of Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, simple. You got two solid receivers. Jerry Jeudy needs to step up. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to just...
You got to be your number one. You got to be a real number one.
You got to be something, because Cortland Finnegan is who Cortland Finnegan... I said Cortland Finnegan. Cortland Sutton. I mean, Cortland Sutton is who Cortland Sutton is. He's a big body target. He's pretty fast. And he's dropped a couple passes. I think he dropped a lot of passes last year.
I mean, they got the new tight end and Chris Manhertz, you know?
But anyway,
I think Manhertz is going to do a great job as long as he doesn't get injured. Because I bet, man, that hurt.
You
already think it's been done.
No, we're not. We're going to keep bringing it back. We're talking about it all year. I'm going to bring it back all year. He has a breakout game. I'm going to be like, Manhertz really hurt them, didn't he? You know, some shit. I'll break it up as it goes. Right?
Anyway, but I think I'm not
going to speculate this then.
I'm not going to speculate on it. I hope that they do better to put pressure on Kansas City.
Teleprompts in Spanish.
So that's my big deal. I hope they do better. Because they got pieces. They got the coach. They got the head coach too. So, anything else about these guys?
Nope.
All right. Well, Rico knows the draft. So, not draft. He knows the prospects that they drafted. So. Stay tuned to Rico, so Rico can tell you about the prospects whom they drafted.
If you want to.
If you should, because Rico knows a lot about college ball.
Do it.
So, with that being said, see you next week.